Let's check in with Christopher Nunley for that forecast. I can't believe we are dealing with wildfires while the rest of the country is dealing with storms like that.
You wouldn't believe that it's October 19th. This looks like something you would see in July or August 19th. It's just hard to believe. I'm honestly at a loss for words that this is the scene we're seeing right now. After a foggy start to the morning, we're seeing that wildfire haze across the area. That's what you're seeing right now. This is not fog. This is that wildfire smoke that has just built up here over Puget Sound, and it's actually worse in the Cascade foothills. Let me go ahead and take you to Granite Falls. I'm just completely shocked at this apocalyptic scene here. As you work your way to the east side, you can see just completely inundated with that wildfire smoke. And normally you would see the mountains in the background, but you can't even really see beyond, say, a quarter to half a mile with how dense that fog or that smoke is in the area. And the reason why is we're just in a stagnant weather pattern, which we're going to take a look at those winds in a minute. But I want to show you how reduced the air quality is as you work your way into the Cascade foothills. Right now, within the very unhealthy category for parts of King, Snohomish, Skagit, Whatcom counties, and as you work your way farther west to the I-5 corridor from Seattle north to Bellingham, within the unhealthy category. And because of that, we have the air quality alert. This continues until tomorrow at 5 p.m. for the gray shaded areas. So again, just limit that time outdoors. And if you have to do any physical activity outside, just consider wearing a mask or a bandana. This is the weather story. Those calm winds, we had the smoke drift into the area. The winds kind of shut down. It's calm. We're in a bowl, stagnant, and the smoke has just built up and just really sit over Puget Sound and parts of western Washington. And that's going to be the case throughout the day, but changes do arrive on our Thursday. Here's a look at the smoke. Where you see those green and yellow colors, that's some of the thick smoke at the surface, but watch what happens slowly but surely over the next 12 to 24 hours. We get more of an onshore push. That helps scoot some of the smoke east into central and eastern parts of Washington. So by tomorrow evening, we should have some cleaner air. Everybody going to see some cleaner air and some good relief for the wildfires by Friday into the weekend. Now today, we're going to see those temperatures eventually warm up. We're still kind of cool in the 50s and 60s right now, but really not too bad of an afternoon. If you're going to go have a late lunch, I don't think you need the light long sleeve. We're sitting at 58 in Seattle. Good early afternoon Everett, 60 degrees, 62 for my friends in Hoquiam. And this afternoon, we're actually going to see those temperatures warm up into the 60s to around 70 degrees, 70 in Bremerton, 73 in Shelton, 66 in Hoquiam. As you work your way just to the east of the Cascades, those temperatures generally going to be in the mid to upper 70s this afternoon, so really not too far off from that average high. Weather systems are on the way. So the first one actually arrives tomorrow. This is weak. There's a little cold front near BC. It's going to zip into the area, but it starts to dissipate as it does, and most of that energy is to our north. But we could see a couple showers out there tomorrow, late morning into the early afternoon. From Seattle toward Everett, maybe a weak convergence zone tries to set up for parts of Kitsap, Snohomish, King counties, very weak. Some of that activity will move into the Cascade foothills, so a little bit of drizzle possible throughout the day. But what we're focused on is that first strong fall cold front that's going to work its way in on Friday. Notice by Friday morning, a few showers along the coast, but watch what happens as this front moves in. We're talking about a big shield of precipitation, lowland rain, mountain snow by Friday afternoon into the evening hours. And then we're eventually going to have another system on Sunday. But even on Saturday, as we start to see a drying trend for some areas, we're going to see a little convergence zone as well as the Cascades continuing to get in on some of that moisture before that next system arrives on Sunday. Widespread 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half of rain for the Puget Sound lowlands, isolated higher amounts in the foothills and near the coast. We're going to see some gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour and a couple inches of snow possible for some of the higher passes. White Pass, Stevens Pass could see a slushy 2 to 6 inches of snow Saturday into Sunday. 7-day forecast looking A-OK after we get through today with temperatures staying in the 50s and a really good chance for some rain.